Hi there, welcome back to the Cordless Vacuum Guide, and in this video, we'll compare different Roomba self-emptying robots I've tested, namely the Roomba i3 Plus, i6 Plus, S9 Plus, and the J7. These models represent the whole spectrum of the iRobot Auto-Empty product line, from the entry-level i3 to the top-spec J7 with the obstacle avoidance technology. Please note that this video will be an overview of these products, how each variant is different, plus the test results I've compiled from the various experiments I did. Check my other reviews to see more detailed 1v1 comparisons for these Roomba variants. There's a lot to unpack, so let's get into it. iRobot is a pioneer when it comes to self-emptying robots. They introduced their first auto-empty product when they launched the i7 Plus in 2018. And its popularity spawned exponential growth of self-emptying robots as other brands scrambled to launch their versions. iRobot has since expanded its product line to fill the gaps in various price levels. The i3 Plus was launched to fill the entry-level niche, while the S9 Plus and J7 Plus are Roomba's premium options. The i7 is in the middle, serving the mid-priced market. There are submodels similar to the primary options. The i6 is a submodel of the i7. Both have the same motor and battery, but with slight color variations. The bigger difference is the accessories that come out of the box. It's the same thing with the i3 and the i4. Both use the same components, but with color and accessory variations. I don't have the i7, but I've tested the i6 Plus, so I'll show its results instead of the i7 in this video. The J7 and S9 don't have any sub-variants, so there's less confusion. All these variants except the S9 Plus have round frames like most Roomba products. These robots utilize the same counter-rotating extractors and side brushes. Though the J7 side brush has a different color, the functionality remains the same. The narrower extractors mean it won't pick up as much debris per pass as the S9 Plus. Also, another issue with these variants is the fast-spinning side brush. As I've repeatedly mentioned in my reviews, that is prone to scattering debris, which isn't the case for the S9's 5-prong brush rotating at a slower pace. The S9 has the widest extractors, spanning around 9 inches, while the I and the J series robots are narrower at 6.75 inches wide. iRobot owns the patent for these extractors, so you won't see them in other brands. And these extractors are excellent at debris pickup, since Roomba products rank among the best deep cleaning robots despite their low airflow. Only the S9 is considered a high suction robot vacuum. It's the only model with above 20 CFM of airflow, while the others are below 10 CFM. There are slight variations with the airflow with the other models outside the S9, but it's within 1 CFM, so it's basically the same output. The S9's high airflow gives it a huge advantage with cleaning performance. Combined with the wide extractors and side brush placement, it's the best performing Roomba to date, which we'll look at in detail later. It's also the most efficient of the bunch when it comes to efficiency per pass. If cleaning performance is a top priority, and if you don't mind the high cost, then the S9 is your best option. Aside from using the same motor, extractors, and side brush, both the I and J series robots have similar dimensions. One difference is that the J7 doesn't have the IR sensor up front, reducing its vertical footprint slightly, allowing it to go under low clearance furniture better than any I-series robot. The J7 base station has this pattern that the robot looks for when docking, so it lines up. Speaking of which, all Plus versions have a clean base station. The i3, i6, and S9 have similar clean base stations that are tall and narrow. But iRobot changed the design in the J7. It's wider, but there's less vertical footprint. iRobot chopped off a good chunk from the top. The increase in width isn't a big deal since it doesn't exceed the robot's width, so that's a non-factor. What is a factor is the slot for the extra filter, which may come in handy for some folks who may want a bag in tow if the existing one fills up. Also, the lower profile helps store the base station under an overhang. Another similarity is the RAM-style dock that provides better stability when docking. I like this design over a vertical port because you can use it on any indoor surface, hard floor or carpet. A port right here connects to the slot underneath the dustbin to empty debris. The I and J series dustbins are similar, with a swing-type door up front and a narrow opening. All have the same capacity at 400 milliliters, which shouldn't be a deciding factor because of the self-emptying feature. But one issue with this design is it's tougher to clean. Not that you need to clean it often, but as dirt builds up over time, upkeep is needed like cleaning the inner mesh filter. The S9's dustbin has a scissor-type door with hinges on the side, so it opens fully, making it easier to clean. It also has a larger 500 ml capacity, but the wide opening is something I like because cleanups will be quicker. All these products will navigate in what iRobot calls neat rows, or straight lines, but there will be variances. The i3 being the least expensive doesn't have a camera sensor. This means it relies heavily on gyroscopes and this optical sensor to traverse. Since it doesn't have a camera sensor, it cannot save maps. It doesn't have the imprint smart mapping of the higher-end i6, S9, and J7. Not having a map-saving feature means it will have limited navigational features. Users cannot access features like keep-out zones, clean zones, and selective room cleaning. Yes, maps will be drawn and are accessible through the History tab, but it's a limited smart navigating robot that cannot save maps. It's a trade-off you'll need to consider when choosing between the i3 and the other more expensive options. The i6, S9, and J7 have a camera sensor, thus all have imprint smart mapping, so features like keep-out zones and selective room cleaning are available. However, only the J7 has the obstacle avoidance feature thanks to the front-facing camera. It's the only option that can avoid obstacles like stretch-out wires and pet feces. I've mentioned in the review about its obstacle avoiding capability. That's the best in class. None of the other robots I've tested can evade stuff like pet feces and wires like the J7. It's smart enough not to get too close, and iRobot has the poop guarantee or the pet owner official promise, where they'll replace the robot for free if it touches dry pet feces. If there's one silver lining for the i3, is that it's the most efficient of all the self-emptying Roomba products I've tested. It finished the test run in its small room in the shortest time at over 22 minutes. The J7 and S9 are the least efficient, taking over 35 and 32 minutes to complete the cleaning cycle. Again, it's a trade-off between price, navigational efficiency, and the convenience of having features like selective room cleaning and keep-out zones. The i3 is more efficient, but it lacks other add-on features of Roomba's more expensive options. While the i3 is the most efficient option, the S9 is the best in terms of cleaning performance. If you look at the test scores, it's a few notches higher than the i3, i6, and J7. The eye test also confirms the score as the S9 made the cleanest passes. Its wide extractors and slow spinning side brush are huge reasons why it did the best. The S9 Plus is the best on both surface and embedded debris, and hands down the best cleaning robot of the bunch here. While the J7 is the next best option based on scores, the difference between it and the others isn't much, and I'd say it's negligible. The S9 Plus is also the best at edge cleaning and picking up hair. Again, the wide brush roll and high airflow are reasons why it's the best performing robot vacuum of the bunch here. Unfortunately, the S9 Plus's high airflow makes it the noisiest option, maxing out at over 74 decibels, while the other Roomba products range between 63 and 64 decibels. Another downside of the S9's high airflow is the runtime. Despite using the largest capacity battery, it has the same runtime as the i3 and i6 at 75 minutes. However, if you use the max setting, runtime goes down further to 45 minutes, which is very low even with the recharge and resume feature. I don't recommend any of these options for large homes because of the less efficient navigation and short runtime. All these models are compatible with the iRobot Home app, and the core functionality remains the same with a few differences. Since the i3 doesn't have imprint smart mapping, there's no map-saving feature and no access to features like keep-out zones. The other three models in this list have map saving, unlocking features like keep-out zones, zone cleaning, and selective room cleaning. Only the J7 has obstacle avoidance, and users can turn it off through the app. It also has the Obstacle Areas tab, where consumers can assign whether objects are permanent or not. If permanent is selected, then the iRobot app creates keep-out zones for these areas. Also, only the J7 app has the Robot Health tab, giving users a heads up if components like the extractors, filter, or side brush need to be replaced. So far, it's the only model with this feature. I'm not sure if earlier Roomba variants are grandfathered in future updates. Only time will tell. The Roomba S9 Plus is the best performing Roomba self-emptying robot with cleaning performance. But the J7 Plus is the best at avoiding obstacles. And the redesigned clean base station has a better design than older Roomba options in my opinion. The i3 Plus is the cheapest, but its navigational features are limited. It cannot save maps, so it lacks containment and selective room cleaning. But it's more efficient with its navigation than its more expensive siblings, while the i6 is the middle ground with similar features as the i3, but with map saving on all the navigational bells and whistles. I hope this video has helped you decipher between these self-emptying Roomba products, and if it did, please consider giving it a thumbs up. It goes a long way in growing the channel and reaching more consumers looking to purchase robot vacuums. Subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notified of future comparisons like this. Links are in the description for more information. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.